Hi there, how are you doing? I'm Henrique and today I'm here to show you my newest guitar. I recently acquired this Fender Player II Stratocaster. It took some weeks. This guitar traveled some miles, crossed some borders to get here, and today I'd like to share with you the story behind it. So this is a Fender Player II Stratocaster in polar white with a maple neck. The Player II is a newer model by Fender launched in July 2024 as a significant upgrade to the popular Player series. It has some differences from the first Player models as of the fingerboard material, the neck edge fill, the tuners. The original Player series has some standard modern tuner and the Player II has some classic gear vintage style, body wood options, and the pickups. It all started in October 2025. I like to keep at least two guitars in my set, a Tele and a Strat, and I already bought this custom Telecaster in July, so I basically needed a new Strat. I've been using this Tagima T635 for about 5 years and it is a really nice guitar. I really liked it. I built my channel with it, played in lots of nice venues with it too, but you know, I just felt like I needed an upgrade. I felt like I got almost all of it and all it can offer me. It was just time for an upgrade. But guitars and music instruments in general are pretty expensive here in Brazil. I guess it's due to Texas politics and stuff like that that is not worth talking about. But the thing is, the guitar that costs $850 US would be around 4,500 reais converting directly. This guitar gets here by over 8,500 reais, almost the double. That's crazy. I know there are import taxes and fees and a lot of other stuff added to the final price, but it is a lot of money to pay for a guitar anyway. But this gets worse comparing the minimum wages. In the US, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour, with most states paying more than that. Considering 8 hours of work per day, 5 days a week, and 20 days a month, this is around $1,160 per month. In Brazil, the minimum wage is already considered by month, 1,621 reais per month. So to buy a new Fender Player II guitar in the US, you just need to work for 1 month and still get $310 to use. To buy the cheapest Fender Player II guitar in Brazil, that costs more than 7,000 in cash and more than 8,000 installments, you need to work for more than 4 months without anything to invest all your wages in the guitar. And I'm not even considering the average income between these two countries. This would be even more insane. This is why I say to myself, if I ever wanted to buy a Fender guitar without having to sell my house and live in the streets afterwards, it needs to be in dollars or in another strong currency. So I started searching for guitars online and considering importing one. To shorten the story, by importing, I could pay less for the guitar, around the 4,000s, but when it arrives in Brazil, I would need to pay double the taxes plus the chance that the guitar will get stuck in customs. In this scenario, it would be even more expensive plus the headache, so this plan is no good. If I cannot import one, it leaves me two options: to travel and get it by myself, or to reach someone who is traveling and nicely ask him to bring it to me on a plane when coming back. Since I have no visa and was still attending at my university classes, I couldn't leave. So I basically had one option: reach someone who is traveling and nicely ask him to bring it to me. I have this friend whose brother is studying trombone at Ohio University. This friend of mine was about to get married in December. We were in October at the time, and his brother would come back to Brazil for the wedding, and this was like my perfect opportunity. He gave me his brother's number and we started talking. I explained that I would buy the guitar, ship it to his house, and he just needed to bring it on the plane when coming back to Brazil. But here we have this law that we cannot bring over $1,000 in products when traveling by plane. And he said that his family also asked him to bring some stuff, so he needed to check this out before confirming, since a new guitar is almost that price. Because of this, I decided to check used ones and ended up on Reverb. But I wanted a specific model, a full polar white Fender Strat. It didn't even need to be a high-end model. Any Fender, but in this color and no other, was okay to me. And after a long search, I found this really nice polar white Player I from Arizona for 600 bucks and started talking with the seller. We chatted for about 2 weeks. I said that I liked the guitar, asked some questions about it and told him I was all set to buy it. He understood it. Time passed. I reached out to 2 more friends in the US since the first one didn't answer yet, but one had just arrived and would not coming back in 2025, and the other was in Miami but just for a week, so the guitar probably wouldn't arrive in time. An upsetting detail about this: when I said to the seller that I was from Brazil, he kind of changed his mood, and before I knew it, he mistreated me. I asked for faster shipping so the guitar would arrive in time in 1 week at this other friend's spot in Miami, and the seller wouldn't check that information for me, saying that I couldn't afford and things like that, and ended up being rude and saying that he didn't want to sell it to me anymore. After all this trouble, a month passed and I was just giving up on this guitar idea since 2 friends left the USA and this Ohio friend was kind of ghosting me, and I was fine. Really, I understand that it's not easy to bring a guitar on a plane, but you know, I just needed an answer even if it was a no. But in November's first week, I was at this birthday party with my girlfriend, and we met this friend of ours who is not very close and we hadn't seen each other in like ages. As I was talking to him, we chatted about a lot of things in that party, and we ended up talking about music, and I told him this whole guitar tale, and as a sign of God, I would say, he told me his father was leaving to Florida in the next day to spend 2 weeks there, and he could ask him to bring the guitar to me. This lit up the last sparkle of hope in my heart, and as soon as I got home, I went back to the searches. That Player 1 in Arizona kind of messed me up, and at this point, I went back to search for new models instead of used ones. I searched on Guitar Center, Sweetwater, and ended up buying it on Amazon Marketplace from a store called Liberty Music Shop. I also bought the cheapest hard case I could find just to put the guitar in and have no trouble checking it at the airport. It needed to be cheap because the guitar with the taxes was at $898, so I just had like $100 for the hard case. So I bought it. The guitar and the case arrived just fine in his house, and something kind of curious is that the delivery person just left the packages on his front door and they stayed there for some hours, I guess, before someone picked them up, and in the meantime nobody in the streets even touched the packages. This is really nice. Here in Brazil, someone actually needs to receive the package at the door, and if not, the package would just go back to the warehouse and they would try to deliver it again on the next days or weeks or month, I don't know. But anyway, he received it, prepared it to leave, and got his flight on November 12th with a 12-hour connection in Colombia, and arrived here in Brazil on the 13th. I went to the airport to get the guitar and to take in personally. The case was a bit damaged, but the guitar was fine and didn't even detune, and I would like to thank in again here on video my friend Álvaro, his father Rossano, and his mother Simeia. Thank you very, very much. Muito obrigado. I also had a really good experience with the store, Liberty Music Shop. They delivered pretty fast. The guitar came in all set with some extra stuff like some Fender tags, a Fender sticker, a Fender manual, some hex keys, a tremolo bar, this quality and condition inspection document from Liberty, some pics, this really nice microfiber cloth, and this bag which all these things came in. So that's the story. Thank God everything turned out fine, and I'm really happy. This is really a dream coming true to have a guitar like this one, and this wouldn't be possible without you guys that support me here on YouTube, on Patreon, on fourthwall. This guitar is also an investment on the quality of the videos, the productions, some original pieces that are coming, the tutorials, the lessons. Thank you very much for your support. This is what pays my bills, what keeps everything going on, and also keeps this music dream alive. So thank you very much. And if you haven't yet, consider taking a look at my Patreon page for exclusive lessons, tutorials, videos, licks, exercises, checking out my fourthwall products, and some other cool stuff that you will only find there. I bet you won't regret. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.